Hello, everybody. Koji for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 is going on right now. Chimes. Good thing, right? Let's see who pops on. Someone's here. Hey, Jody. Hey, Elizabeth. How's it going? How you guys doing? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Kathy. Hi, Jody. Hello, Susan. Hey, Veronica. Hi. Oh, energy so much better. So much better. Especially after, yesterday was, the energy just lifted. Yeah. Yep. So, today's interesting day too. So it's, I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Yes, today is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's nice outside. Yep. Snow's coming Monday. So, and then cold. But it's the 21st of January already, everybody. So, spring is on the way as far as I'm concerned. Spring is on the way. Oh, still heavy energy in Sweden, Veronica says. Really? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, Veronica, not in America. Once Donald Trump took off from Washington, D.C., for me, the energy just kind of lifted. And then during the inauguration yesterday, hey, Katrina. Yeah, then after the inauguration, it was pretty good. Today's very good. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Today's good, but I don't know. I'm kind of off balance. I'm kind of in the air a little bit. Not really grounded much. So it's interesting. Yeah. So I did a meditation, and that was good. Got rid of my angst. Yeah, my stuff. Which we all have to do, right? It's the only way to get it out of our bodies because our bodies won't release it, especially when you're Capricorn. Capricorns, we have to do a little bit more work. Hey, Gregory, how's it going? Yes, we have to do a little bit more work because we're so dense and so deep, so freaking old. Hi, Amanda. Amanda, I'm sorry, but that's okay. If you were supposed to say goodbye, you would have been able to say goodbye, right? So understand that, okay? So don't be sad. Jody says her grounding was swept away, so I understand. Yeah, yep, yeah. So hi Blake, how's it going? Yeah. So okay. So Spirit wants to start, okay? And because it is 3:05, okay. So okay, so first off, Spirit wants to talk about is releasing energy that especially us in the United States that carry, some of us, not all of us, right? That we need to find ways to release the energy. Number one, during COVID. Number two, now that we have a new administration in Washington D.C., okay. We have to prepare for what's going to come out, okay, from the past 4 years, but even if you're not in politics, okay, if you're not into politics, guys, that energy still permeates, okay. That energy is still there across the country, so finding ways to release it, Spirit says, is super, super important. That's one of the reasons why I did the meditation this morning, okay? For the past week and a half, I've been smelling weed, right? And I don't know anybody that smokes weed except for my oldest brother who passed away 5 or 6 years ago, right? And he talks to me. I didn't understand, I didn't assume it was him, right? And so last night I got in touch with a friend, And I asked her, I said, so I'm smelling weed and I don't know who it is. They won't answer me. I have no idea. I mean, I got up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning one morning to use the bathroom and I'm smelling weed and I'm thinking it's the guy next door who smokes weed a lot. He's smoking weed at 3 o'clock in the morning, really? And that was 2 days ago. So then I finally got in contact with a friend and I'm like, okay, why am I smelling weed all the time? Who's in my house, right? And she goes, it's your brother Carl. I'm like, well, why is he making me smell weed when we have conversations with each other? He talks to me and things like that. You know, he called me on the phone 2 years ago. She goes, I don't know. Something about your sister. So, something about calling your sister. So I called my sister. I called my sister this afternoon in Colorado. You know, and the smell's gone. So it was definitely my brother Carl, right? But I had to let that energy go too. I had because I didn't understand. If you've talked to me directly before, why would you need to have a sense? But he also said to her, and she was extremely tired, so she kind of had to stop, that there's spirits in around me all the time, and they go in and out because I'm a medium. Well, that makes sense, right? I mean, there's always people around me. I mean, my mom, my dad, as you guys know, Lee's ex Fred was here last week, right? He's here often. My grandmother's, I was doing something at the counter not more than 20 minutes ago, and all of a sudden I got grandmothers, and I got tingles up my neck, right? I'm thinking, okay, is it my grandmother's? You know, and they said, yes, it's your grandmother's. I'm like, okay, my Granny Hobart and my Grandma Monroe, right? They come and go all the time. So again, I have to release that energy, right? So I have to do guided meditations, right? From Steve Noble, right? I do the 11-minute one, the rescue flower meditation or something like that. But all of us have to do that, guys, because as the veil starts to lift, right? As the energy starts, hi Adrian, as the energy starts to lift, right? We have to make sure that we're doing self-care. And I believe Spirit talked about this last week, how as we go into March and April and May and June in the summertime, right? We have to be on a schedule of clearing, he says. Okay? We have to have days where you know you're going to meditate. If you do it once a week. Hi, Tracy. If you do it once a week there has to be a planned day of meditations to clear yourself once a week. Now, he says, if you need more than that because of the way you're feeling, right? The way that you're feeling angry or suppressed or depressed or he says thoughtless, right? Or whatever. You're feeling bad about things, right? Then you got to meditate again. Okay? So understand, and I know. He says, because as we pull out of this energy, right? Hi, Leanne. As we pull out of this energy, as we pull out of who we've been for the last 10, 11, 12 months, right? We have to recognize ourselves, he says. Okay? We have to understand that to pay attention to ourselves, to make sure that when we're feeling angry or sad or suppressed, right? Or anything that doesn't help us flow, we have to look at that and we have to recognize and go, okay, I need to meditate. I need to do that 11-minute Steve Noble meditation, right? He says it doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out 45-minute meditation or a 33-minute meditation. You can just do a tune-up, which is true, okay? Because most of you that watch these Facebook Lives are somewhat into your space of meditation, right? Most of you are not newbies to the Steve Noble Meditation brand, right? So, and if you are, I totally get it, okay? You need to do those longer ones to get yourself to invest in yourself. Invest in healing yourself. Invest in understanding yourself, right? Okay? And now's the time that you guys are going to be called to do it. Because they want you to have and understand and see and feel the next 8 months, okay, 9 months. As we pull out of COVID, right? As there's vaccinations going on, as spring and summer hit, right? And then we get into fall 2021, right? and it's still lighter, and people are back to work, and things are open again, and we get back to hey Karen, we get back to a semi-normal life, right? A semi-normal vibration. But he says, understanding that the vibration has been raised, okay? So you may feel a little bit off. You may feel a little bit like, I don't understand why it's not working. You have to allow yourself to ascend. You have to do more talking out loud to spirit, right? Talking out loud and doing what you need to do to lift and let that energy out of your body, okay? I know. And he says, because that will be the new norm. And you will be challenged to let go of third dimensional energy, of third dimensional things, understanding that it is for your best good, okay? Understanding that your future, as you go through this process, he says, is much brighter, is much more interesting, is much more spirit-based, much more understanding comes to you, he says, much more epiphanies, more connection, he says, more connection to the universe, more connection to your spirit guide, your guardian angels, right? And more connection to yourself, he says, which that's what it's all about. It's all love, right? I mean, it is about love and understanding, James, that we have to carry that in our hearts. And guys, trust me, this Capricorn gay man right here, I don't understand all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, okay, I get it. I'm reading my Telos books, right? And that's what I'm in the final chapters of the Telos books, and it's what all the Lemurians talk about is the Christ consciousness and loving yourself and giving that off to the universe and things like that. I get it, right? But it's very hard sometimes for my Capricorn self to go, really? Do I really have to do that to get to where I want to go? Really? And I have to push that, and I have to go, yes, I need to be that person, right? But it's very, very strange for me. Again, I'm 61. I've been the same guy for a really long time, right? So understanding that it's challenging. It is definitely challenging. But I know that I need to do those types of things. I know that I need to work on that, right? Am I going to be perfect at it? No, no one is. The books kind of make you think that you have to be perfect. And Spirit says that's not true. They're just wanting you to hit a bar, okay? And that's good. And that's with everything, right? We have to just make sure, you guys, that we're conscious, okay? And that we're understanding that when we feel a certain way that isn't positive, right? There's a reason for it. Something's coming up from your past, right? Something's coming up from your childhood. Something coming up about love. Something coming up about relationships. And we have to make sure that we give it attention, Spirit says, okay? Understanding that it's no longer acceptable to, and let it sit there and fester, okay? Because as the energy rises, as the energy is lifted, as fourth dimensional energy is now the base of us, right? You're going to have the haves and the have-nots, especially by the end of this year. You're going to see a noticeable difference in. I know Spirit just said this. He said many of you, probably including myself, will be like, "Why do you act like that still? What don't you get? That doesn't serve you at all. Why do you think like that? Why do you act like that? Why do you carry that energy like that?" Right? And he says, and be prepared for losses, right? Hey, Carson, be prepared for losses, right? And what that basically means is, and I think I posted something about this today on my Facebook pages, that if things are challenging, it's for your higher good, right? As you start to lose people, right? And it could be family, could be friends. Hey, Suze, could be a number of things, right? You have to look and go, oh, okay, they no longer serve me, okay? It doesn't work anymore. And I'll give you an example. So there's a friend I have on Facebook that I have never met before, and she has something to do with, I don't know if it's a facility for older folks or whatever it might be. But she contacted me last year about doing readings, FaceTime readings and things like that for the older residents to be able to connect with their loved ones who have passed away. And last year I was like, no, I don't think that's something I want to do. I don't know. I'm getting the message that I really shouldn't do that, whatever it might be. Well, she revisited it in January. She was making the schedule for the year, right, of scheduling people to do it. And and again, the first weeks of January are really crazy for me. With my birthday, new year, new energy, I'm swamped in my head. So it took me a little bit, probably 2 weeks, to get back to her. And I said, well, sure, I wouldn't mind doing that. Spirit says, yeah, that'd be fine. Just do that, right? And it's like $30 a person, and you give them a message, and it's all lovely, which I've done before for people, right? I didn't know it at the time that everybody all their spouses had passed away till I got in the room. And so supposed to do it last night. She had to cancel because she has administrators from that work in the building that have to be part of it, right? To get the okay. So she said, I can't do it tonight. Something came up that I can't get out of. I'm sorry. How about tomorrow night? And I went, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. So then I get a message this morning that says, we can't do it tonight because I can't get enough administrators around because they cleared their calendar for last night. So this time it's not going to be, I can't do it. And I didn't really contact her back. I kind of went, okay, Spirit, this is really difficult. And anytime something is difficult, you guys, you have to look at it. Got to go, okay, how come it's not flowing in that direction? What is it that am I not supposed to do this like last year? See? And so I went, okay, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to answer her back till I get a message from you, from a confirmation from Spirit, right? And it went on and it went on and went on. Well, about 1:30, 1:45 today, she sent me another message that said, okay, we're going to do it tonight, even if there's only a few administrators there. Okay. But in the time she sent me the message this morning, and the time that she sent me the next message, right at 2:15, at 1:45 today, that's when I was having the conversation with my guides, right? Having a conversation with Spirit and things like that. Because I'm conscious enough to know that, okay, this should be an easy process. It should not be this difficult if you want me to do it. Because Spirit has talked a lot about when there's obstacles in your way, guys, it's there for a reason. It's there for you to go, okay, stop. So what about this isn't working for me? I can only bang my head against my wall enough times, right? Before I finally go, okay, I'm not supposed to do this. So between the time this morning when she said that, when she texted me, and today, later in the afternoon, like I said, 1:45, when she texted me, they did the work because I did the work. Does that make sense? Okay, that I stopped and went, okay, this is way too much of a hassle. Chimes. Is there a reason why am I not supposed to do this? And I didn't get an answer. See? So understand, they work behind the scenes, guys. They work behind the scenes where you don't have anything to say or do about it. Then I received the message at 1:45, say, you know what? We're gonna do it anyway. Okay. That means it's a go for me, right? But it made me go, okay, what's going on? They stopped me, right? Because I've learned over the past 5 years that if it's not an easy process, that's why you're not supposed to do whatever it is. Not supposed to receive something, not supposed to be involved in something. You're not supposed to take a step in that direction, right? Like if you go to buy a house and it gets bought by somebody else, there you go. Hi, Abby, right? There's a reason why, right? If you don't get a job, right? The reason why, okay? If you didn't get the car that you wanted because something happened, something clicked up in your credit score, whatever it might be that you have to fix, there's a reason why. Okay? So always understand when something, not negative, when something gets in your way and stops you and makes you think, there's a reason for that. Okay? And that, again, has to do with the change of energy, right? The change of energy that happened yesterday, that happened at the beginning of the year, right? But it really got going yesterday, especially in the United States, okay? So understand that as we become more free-flowing going into spring, right? As we start to because spring's only 2 months away. Think about that. As we move in that direction, as we move into more sunshine, as we move into more warm weather, as we move into, now there's a lot of time between now and then, right? We can, in frickin' Metro Detroit, we can have feet of snow, right? But hopefully not, right? Hopefully it'll come, it'll melt, it'll be gone. Those are versions, right? So understand that I know. He wants me to back up and he says, because when you don't get what you want on the first try, you go, ugh, I don't understand. How come I can't have that? What happened? Whenever there is a bump in the road, most humans get pissed off, okay? Because we perceive life to be so hard. We perceive what we want to be so challenging to receive, to get to. That's part of the problem, right? It's still hard for me some days to deal with that I'm not in Kihei Maui yet. But I'm not, and I have to talk myself down, right? I got to talk to myself and go, you know what? There's a reason why you're not there yet. There's a reason why, And when we go to buy the house, the same thing. If it handles smoothly, awesome. If it doesn't, it's just a bump in the road. It's going to be fine. But you have to have that mentality and you have to think quick, right? That as you start to go into this new dimensional energy, as you start enjoying and understanding 2021, you have to be conscious of the fact that is there going to be bumps? Yes, but you know what? I can handle them. I'm good. I can handle them. And if you don't handle them 100%, it's okay. It's okay, right? Because all of us are from third dimensional energy. Our souls are from the third dimensional energy, right? Which is deep and heavy and mucky and oily and gross and just yucky, right? And as we move into this new energy, as we lift our bodies up and our souls up from being in that energy for the past 12,000 years, it's going to take us a couple of steps, right? Spirit says you got to crawl before you can walk, before you can run, which is true. And we all have to give ourselves a break. We have to understand that it's not the end of the world. It is not a crisis to the fact of, oh my God, I'm going to die. Oh my gosh, it's not. It's not. And we have to stop being so self-critical, Spirit says. We have to understand that does not serve us. It doesn't serve us, right? And then when we are self-critical, when we're critical of other people, that has to do with us, right? We have to understand that, no. That's energy that we do not want to carry. And that's ego energy, right? Because we get so used to beating ourselves up over and over and over again throughout our lifetimes. And I'm a freaking old man, right? I mean, I've been doing it a really long time, the beat up stuff, right? So it takes you time to clear those memory banks. I think Spirit last week talked about the library, taking those freaking old ass library books out and throwing them away, right? So that all your new files, all the new information, all the new things that you can receive, you have some place to store, have some place to put them so that you can reference them when you need to, right? Understanding that I know. He says, because you got to throw stuff away sometimes. You have to get rid of stuff, right? Because stuff holds energy. And as we move into better and better and better energy, right? And we connect more with our spirit guides, our guardian angels in the universe and ourselves, right? We connect more to our heart. We understand ourselves more. We understand why we are the way that we are, right? That we don't need all that stuff. that's in the closets, or all that stuff that's in the storage unit, right? It doesn't know. Get rid of it. But and then I have people, and I know, but that stuff means it. No, it means here, right? It means here. And I watched a movie from the Netherlands, and it's one of my favorite movies about two gay men, and they have and there's a grandmother involved and a mother involved, and blah 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 blah. And the grandmother says, "Your pictures are in here of your past. You don't need stuff," right? They were talking about an urn of one of the characters' father who had passed away years before, and they never went to pick up the urn. Well, this was a clearing, right? It's a very good movie, and so that makes sense, right? That we have to get rid of our stuff. We carry our great memories in our heart, right? All of the negative memories we throw away, right? Again, Steve Noble meditation. There's one meditation where he says, get rid of all of this, all of the mental, and I go just like this on my head, and I go like that, and I throw it away. I go the other direction, I go that. Just something that Spirit has me do, right? It seems to work. I don't know. But being able, I know. He says, because human has more power in their hands than they could possibly imagine. And when you do this on the top of your head, right, and that you're extracting it and throwing it away, and then you're going counterclockwise and you're throwing it away, it has the tendency to remove it better, he says. Do the same thing when I'm meditating with my body, right? I take it from the top of my legs up and out like that, and I just do that. Or I'll rub my chest like this, and I'll take it and I'll throw it away. I know. He says, the more involved you are with the meditation as you go up the line, as you start to be more comfortable with it, as you start to understand what the meditation means, there is no problem with human participating in that, right? And understanding that anything that I know, he says, just like life. You got to participate in your life. You have to participate in what you allow, what you reject, the way that you live, he says, which is true. See? So as we go into more and more fabulous energy, we have to make sure, hey Michelle, that we are constantly conscious. Okay? Now, can we get dumb and stupid and just, yes, that's okay. You don't have to, I know. Spirit says it's not being alert, it's being conscious. There's a difference. Being alert is making sure that you don't get hurt. Okay? Being conscious is paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to your speak, paying attention to your energy. Okay? And understanding that you carry what you allow yourself to carry. Okay? I knew today that I needed to meditate before I called my sister because I knew I needed to, because it wasn't good energy. And sometimes she can trigger me. Okay? So I knew that I needed to do that. My brother told me to call her, so I did what my brother said for me to do. He also said to call my brother in Palm Beach, which I tried twice, and there was no answer. But at least I sent the energy to him, right? That's what it's about. And again, right? It's all, I know. He says it's all hand in hand with our future. It's all hand in hand with who we are supposed to be this lifetime and who we will end up being in the next 25, 30 years. He says it's going to take just about a decade for us to lift most of us out of third dimensional gunky energy into fourth dimensional energy, which means that we are smarter using our mind, that we are more connected. More connected through the more connected through our crown chakra. Hey, Gregory, back again, huh? More connected to our through our crown chakra to the universe, right? And connecting, because when we do that, I mean, That's what it's all about, because we're connected, and it's an even exchange of energy. It's an even exchange of flow, right? And picture. I mean, as I'm speaking, I can picture my connection with the universe right at the moment is wide, right? I mean, it's from both sides of my head, and it is a complete energy exchange with the universe, right? Okay, that's in a minute. Sorry, guys. People, I know, humans get too disappointed in themselves when things don't go right once. Chaps. They get too upset. They're like children. They go, okay, I don't want to play anymore. I'm done. Well, you can't do that, right? I know. You can't have a full beam connection with the universe until they allow it, right? Until we clean out our mind, we clean out our heart, because we have to be connected to the core of the earth, right? Through our feet, through our root chakra, which you're sitting on the ground, right? And you have to allow the energy. I know, the energy exchange back and forth, the energy exchange back and forth. Because in that energy, he says, there's knowledge, which is true, okay? They're updating our DNA that's inside our body. They're clicking things on. Similar to when we're in guided meditation by Steve Noble, he says, which is true. Because we're suspended. We're in this place outside of our bodies because we're listening to what Steve is saying. We're allowing them to work on us and clear out our outer body, clean out our inner self, get all that energy and take it with them. I don't know where they put it, but they take it away. And that's what it's all about. And understanding that once, and I know, he says by summertime 2021, many people will be able to just sit outside, preferably, and just sit and connect. Just connect. See? And that's hard for me. I mean, it's not easy. It is not easy for me. I mean, I can sit and be fine. I love it when it's quiet. I mean, again, it's the ascension. There used to have to have something on all the time to keep my mind occupied. Well, right now my mind don't have nothing going on most of the time, right? So I'm just fulfilling my day by doing readings and reading my Telos books and taking care of Bailey, which is a full-time job. And trying to balance what's going on in the energy, right? And understanding that I've got to be there for a lot of people, because and I'm okay. And again, I'm okay with that. That's what my soul signed up for. I've always been that person, right? I've always been that person. So hang on. Okay. I don't know. Is that my... Hang on, guys. My grandmother just showed up again. And my Aunt Cecil. I haven't thought about her in 50 years. It's a freaking family reunion again today. Sorry, guys. And my grandmother's on this side of me. Aunt Cecil's here. She was my grandfather's sister. Lived in Indiana. In this big, huge house. Made great pies. Man, great pies. The whole grandmas used to make great pies and things like that. Yeah. I don't know why they're here. So let me just find out. They thought they'd join me, they said. That's fine. But the energy keeps pulling me to my right? Keeps pulling me back, and that's very strange. It's never happened to me before. Very, 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 very strange. Now my grandmother's asking, has your Has your grandfather been here? Yes. I never knew my grandfathers. And your mother? Yes. Not here now. I tried to shut that door, but they want to. You just want to sit. Okay, that's fine. They want to chat, and I can't chat right now, guys. Sorry, Grandma. Sorry, Aunt Cecil. Aunt Cecil was my great aunt, right? My great aunt. Okay. They're not happy. They won't, that I don't want to talk to them. Okay, Jody, what's that? Jody just said something with me, maybe. What is that? You have to tell me, Jody. Jody's a Capricorn too. And she just said something with me, maybe. So we'll see what she responds. Okay, let me get focused again. Oh, no. Oh, they keep pulling my heart this way. It's so interesting. That never, ever happened. They keep going like this. I'm like, what? They want my attention. I wish I could do what you do and talk with my own family. Well, Elizabeth, I can do that for you. Who do you want to talk to? I think that's what I'm supposed to do for the next half hour, 20 minutes. I think that's what it is. They have, my grandmother and my great aunt have spirit blocked, which is very interesting. I'm trying to push. Oh no, stop. Yes, Susan, I knew your mom, which is very interesting. When I saw the picture today, I read for her before, and I didn't know she was your mom. Okay. Okay, Elizabeth, your dad just showed up. He's very strong. He's very like this. He just said, because I need her to know that I'm here. I need her to know that I'm here. He wishes he could. He's so funny. He says, what could she possibly want to say to me? Oh, he's a strong Marine. Got you. He says, what could she possibly want to say to me? James. Well, you're her dad. He just said, Elizabeth, that you're doing fine without him. He loves you. He loves you very, very, very much. That you're doing great. But he's not surprised you're doing so good, he says. Okay, so then his mom, okay, so Nana just came in and she just said, tell her that I love her too. And your Nana finds you to be an amazing woman. She says, I could never be as strong as you, Elizabeth. That's what your Nana's saying. I could never be as strong as her. It wasn't allowed, she says. It wasn't allowed. She's proud of. She's very, very, very proud of you. Yeah. Okay, so Elizabeth, Spirit just popped in about what you just posted. Understand, my dear, that you can do nothing to stop the process. Soul journey, soul journey. Our souls know the day we're born, the day we're going to die, and all the chapters in between. If you were supposed to help, you would have had the chance to help. Understand that, guys. Understand that. Okay? Do not hold the guilt, because that's ego. Making it about you. I could have... No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. Trust me. You could not have saved anything or anybody. Right? Understand soul journey. And some people say, well, Bill, that's awfully callous. Well, no, it's not. It's understanding the fact that when people hold guilt for something that they could not control, right? It's not, if you were supposed to be involved with that, then you would have been involved. Then you would have been involved in that. Because your soul was supposed to intertwine at that time in their lives, right? I mean, my mom died at 28. I was 28 years old. My mom was 59, right? And she was my best friend. I mean, she took care of me when I was sick. And I mean, I was very sick as a child. And you guys know all that story, right? And she was, I mean, we had this pea in a pod kind of thing, right? And when she passed away, I was crushed. I was crushed. She died by herself, but she wanted to die by herself. You know, I learned that later as I've gone through my life. See, understanding that, hey Vic, that if she wanted somebody there, because she was a very strong woman, that she would have had us there. She didn't want us there. That's my mom. Hell no, get away. I mean, when she came into brain surgery, and my sister and I went up to her, she was on a gurney. My dad couldn't do it. So went up on the gurney, and talked to her, how you feeling? She goes, I'm sick to my stomach. And then she goes, you kids go on. You kids go on. She just had freaking brain surgery. She's telling us kids to leave her alone. Really? Yeah, that's my mom. Yep, that is my mom, So, yeah, yep. Because Elizabeth, we weren't supposed to, my dear. Understand that your soul journey is your soul journey, and so is his, right? But he loves you, right? He loves you, and that's all that matters. He loves you. Hey, Angel, he loves you to eternity now that he's in spirit. Okay, he loves you to eternity. Right? And he couldn't be that on earth, he says. He couldn't do that on earth. Too many limitations, he says. Too many limitations. Yeah. Okay? So again, there's a reason why, right? And I will tell you, it's more about your growth than his. Okay? You're the one left on earth, my dear. So it's time for you to work through that. Let that go. Let that energy go, because it does not serve you. It does not serve you. Right? Ask Spirit, okay, I don't understand why. I don't understand. Hey, Michelle, I don't understand why we weren't connected. I don't understand, because you weren't supposed to. Right? It's about teaching. It's about, again, like Spirit was talking about before. Things happen to us for a reason, right? They happen to us so we grow. So that we not try to figure it out, but we allow the understanding to come to us, right? Because when you try to figure it out, guys, I'm telling you what, you internalize all that, pardon my language, bullshit that you're not supposed to hang on to. Yes. See? And that's not the way it is. Especially as we move forward into being more spiritual, more understanding, more filled with love and allowance. Right? Allowing things to happen, allowing understanding, allowing. That's the key. And we'll all know that in the next decade, right? I mean, I'll be 71 by then, so I'll probably be a freaking old man. Who knows, right? I don't think so. So Abby says, it's amazing how allowing yourself to let things go changes how you feel. Exactly. See? Is letting things go allows you to be balanced. Letting things go, not internalizing them. Getting your mind out of it, right? Taking your ego out of it by doing the exercises. Ego, I'm not listening to that because that's a lie. That's not true. That's a lie. and calling your ego out, right? And when there's energy in your chest that you don't know what it is, you take your 3 fingers, put your fingertips on your sternum, and you put your palm on your breast or your pec, and you tap your breastbone. And you say, Spirit, I need you to take this energy away. It's not mine. I don't know what it is, but I need you to take it. And whew, it goes away. And when it doesn't, you say, okay, Spirit, I need you to help me. I need you to help me understand what this energy is that's surrounding my heart. And they do it. Eventually. Maybe not right then and there, right? But you got to learn patience. I know that. So Vic says, what are the chances of a deceased loved one becoming a walk-in? What's a walk-in, Vic? I don't know what that is. Loved one becoming a walk-in. I don't know what that is, Jer. You have to let me know. Abby says, I'm a big ear swatter when I tell Ego, exactly. Ego, I'm not listening to that. It's not true. Again, swat your ear, guys. Take your right hand and do it. I'm telling you, that leads right into your brain, right into yourself, right into. Okay? So Veronica asks, I smell cigarette smoke in my bedroom at night. Nobody smoked in my family. Is this my dead mother? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hi, Erica. Veronica, did your mom have an accent? I'm assuming that she did, because I could barely understand, yes, it's your mom. And I can't read anything else after that, Veronica. It says see more, okay? So, yeah, she says it's about time that you knew it was me. Okay, so Vic says where someone who wants to exit Earth and a spirit goes into their body. I've never heard of that. Where someone who wants to exit the Earth, die, and a spirit goes into their body. I don't understand. Like Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins? I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Yeah. Spirit's confused. He says, I'm confused. Walk-ins are when they do not stay to heal and jump into another. Oh, got you. Hi, Shay. I didn't know you were here. Soul leaves, another soul enters. No. That gives me a nasty. That gives me a gross feeling. That gives me apprehension in my chest. Like, ooh, no, that's evil. Spirit says that's never good. That's never good. James. Yeah, that's never good. I'll have to look that up because I don't understand it at all. And Spirit is like uneasy with that. Cassandra says, my great nephew and niece are walk-ins. I don't know what that is. I have to look it up and see. Yeah. Kathy says she was told she was a walk-in also. Huh, I don't know. I've never heard of that before. I'm going to have to. Yeah, Spirit is like disconnected to this conversation. He like cut it. So I don't know what that is. I have to look at it and see. But I have uneasy in my chest. Because I don't understand that. Huh. I don't know. You mean, Kathy says she was so sick at 10 days old. You mean they exchanged spirits? They exchanged souls? I don't know why that would happen. That's interesting. I don't know. Spirit says I don't either. So yeah, so I'll have to look at that and see. But thank you guys for getting me involved in that because I've never heard of that before. So I'll have to look into it and see. Yeah, I'll have to look into it and see. That's interesting. What do you call it? Body walk-ins or something? What do you think? I'm just gonna put in body walk-ins. Soul walk-ins? Interesting. Wikipedia. A walk-in is a New Age concept of a person whose original soul has departed their body and has been replaced with a new, different soul. Some other walk-ins describe, that's interesting. I've never even heard of that before. Doreen Virtue had a book on it, Vic says. Really? And replaced with a new, different soul. Huh. I've never heard of it before. I'll have to look into it and see. Sandra says, walk-in are those who are impatient to return back to Earth for unfinished business. But do they do it against the Spirit Council? Yeah, I mean, because the Council rules man, rules of his soul. So I've kind of thrown a wrench into things. It's kind of interesting. I'm all inquisitive. I'm all inquisitive now. Huh. So Sandra says no. It's not that. So it's interesting. I don't know. Interesting. I like the discussion though. Maybe we have to do more of this. Yeah, maybe we have to do more of this. Okay, so Elizabeth says, I've read it's pre-planned in the spirit world. Oh, got you. But I don't understand, why would they let that happen? Why would they midlife change the soul? Yeah, it's interesting. Hi, Haley. We're having a deep conversation right now about soul walk-ins. They have permission from everyone for everyone's healing. Okay. What I've read, nothing like against anything in heaven. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I'll have to look into that and have some conversations with Spirit about that. Because I've never heard of that before. So that's something cool. I mean, and all the apprehension that was in my chest is gone now. It is interest. It's like, yeah. So Abby says, does that mean the person's personality changes too? I would assume so. Elizabeth says, first soul only needs to spend a certain amount of time on Earth or is holding space for the second. Well, that's something interesting. I've never heard of that before. Huh. Interesting. Raphael assists with their soul plans. Oh, okay. But then, again, the quizzitive Capricorn says, well, why would he do that? Right? Again, you guys have me on this thing now where I'm going to spend the next 5, 6, 7, 8 hours looking this thing and trying to find out what this is. Yeah. But I'm supposed to know it, right? Guys, this is a prime example, you guys, of your guides bringing you something, right, that you didn't know about, and it was meant for me, and probably other people too, right? But since it's my Facebook Live, right, that is interesting to me, something I've never known before. So that's another way, guys, that you can receive information, right? I never knew about that stuff. I don't know anybody who's ever talked about that in any of my circles of friends that I know of. So it kind of boggles my mind that, okay, I don't know why it would happen. Hi, Haley. But, and again, what it's interesting is that me being the Capricorn, right? Well, why the hell would they do it halfway? I don't understand that. Why would they come half the time and then, Stephanie, it's the crazy plant lady. Hi, Stephanie. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's rather fun, It's rather fun. Spirit says that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to do that. We're going to investigate that stuff. I have to look back and see what it is because I'm not grounded right now. Can spirits stop my ability to talk with those passed over to protect them? Jody says, or protect? No. No. Jody, what that normally is fear from you. Okay, that some energy has changed. Because we're on alert, right? Especially Capricorns, and we have to try to remove that part of ourselves. I know. Spirit says that's a challenge for you to see. Hi, Janny. I'm doing great. Hope you are too. What's funny, guys, is this broadcast, they're not announcing people coming on the Facebook Live, which is kind of weird, right? Again, all this new stuff today is freaking me out. Not really. It's exciting freak, right? Chimes. No, Jody, no. That's usually the human who's putting up a barrier because they don't know what that energy is. They block it because they're like, oh, and that's automatic with Capricorns, right? Is they're just going to go, nope, I don't know what that is, and they do it without you being conscious of that. That's your not your higher self. That self. I don't know what that is. I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. Yeah. Self-protection. We have self-protection inside of us that we that if we're not paying attention, we don't know that it's there. Okay. So sometimes they do, especially for Capricorns, where it's so freaking old, that it's automatic, and we don't really know it until we're like, okay, what happened to my vibe? What happened to my connection? What happened to my self-awareness? Thank you, Abby. And then when it doesn't happen, we're like, okay, what happened? And that's when you got to go inside and you got to go, okay, Spirit, I need you to help me. There's something. What triggered it, right? Yeah. Spirit says it's an automatic trigger on most Capricorns because we're so old, and Virgos and Taurians and things like that. Sometimes Leos, sometimes Cancers. Okay. Never air signs, he says, because they're not old enough. So that's when you got to go and you kind of got to ask. He says you got to do a little work on what is fear. What fear triggered you? Okay, I've had to do that. Where I've had to go, okay, things aren't 100%. I don't understand why. Spirit, I need you to help me with this because I don't get it. Bring me somebody or give me information, whatever it is, so that I can understand what. Yep. Abby, when's your baby supposed to be born? I can tell you. So, yeah. Because Abby's going to have another baby. Yeah. June 14th. He's going to be a Gemini. Yeah. He's going to be a Gemini. But very much connected to Spirit, Abby. Very, very connected. Much more so than your daughter. He's going to be a little love. He's going to frustrate the hell out of you. And Chris. He's a Gemini. Okay? Yep. Spirit is that, and let him be. Just let him be. Can't be a lot of rules. They don't like structure. They don't like structure at all. They're air, they have to flow. And they always have the negative twin with them. And it's about everything, giving them as much balance as you can. Yeah, that's what that's all about. Being super, super important. Okay, I haven't heard that there were different ages. Yeah, a lot of people. It's just Shay. Spirit gave me this probably 2 years ago, I think. Because I'm so into astrology and things like that. That air signs, water signs, fire signs, and earth signs. You have to start at the bottom at air signs, and you have to go through chimes. You have to go through lifetimes, right, to get to the Capricorn. Which I'm a Capricorn, and I've been told my soul's all over 6,000 years old, and so I've been around a really long time. But that's in soul journeys, right? That's in lifetimes. That is in just in soul experiences. Spirit says, yeah. Now there is sometimes where people who are, let's say, in the upper echelon of the zodiac signs with their knowledge. They didn't complete a sign 100%, and so they have to go back to being a Pisces or back to being an Aquarian or back to being a Scorpio. So they got all this knowledge and they got a really old soul. They feel like an old soul, but they're really quirky and dumb in one aspect of their lives, right? Where with a Scorpio, it's emotionally damaged. With an Aquarian, it's quirky and weird and fun. Not wanting any boundaries at all, just wanting to flow, right? With a Pisces, they've got this big heart that they love to love and things like that. Yeah. Joyce, what are the good careers for Sagittarius? Your career transition from owning my own business. Well, Sagittarius has to be the boss, okay? And that can be, and Sagittarius is good at anything, okay? Because they're total leaders. Yep, they're total leaders. They just have to get used to not getting what they want. Because Sagittarius loves to get what they want, and they will use their fire and their influence to burn everything until they get it. And unfortunately, what happens with that is that they burn a lot of their loves, the people that love them in their life. Okay? Well, Shay, Libras are very strange. Okay? Because they like structure, but they're an air sign. So the old soul feeling comes from liking structure, okay? Liking alone time, okay? That's why people say, "Oh my gosh, you feel like an old soul," because you love structure, you love planning, you like things in order, and that's an old soul trait. That's a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurian trait, okay? Amanda says, "I'm a Aquarius on the cusp of Capricorn with this." Yeah, so you got a lot of, and Amanda, you got a lot going on. Yeah. Vic, Earth Angels by Doreen Virtue Earth Angels by Doreen Virtue is the book with walk-in information. Okay. I don't know if I trust Doreen Virtue anymore. I mean, she did a horrible thing. So, yes, Adrian, you are definitely a Libra, my dear. You're definitely a Libra. So anyway, guys, I gotta go. Hi, Carol. I'm sorry. I'm just getting ready. Getting ready to get off. See, I have another reading. So I'm gonna get rid of that and call that person back. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on Coaching for the Soul. Thursdays at 3. I will see you next Thursday. And remember to do your meditations. Remember to talk out loud to your guides. Remember to give that energy away. Be conscious as much as you can. Understanding that the universe is trying to lift you up out of this energy. And have a good week. Enjoy the weekend. And namaste, everybody. Thanks again. I'll see you.